Hello everyone and welcome to my CBS Soaps official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Monday, October 27, 2025. Today on The Young and the Restless, Tessa has a startling dream, Phyllis and Danny worry about their son's heart, and Kane makes a confession to Lily. Asleep in her suite at the club, Tessa dreams of kissing Daniel. In her mind, they move from the hallway into her room and tumble into bed. As things intensify, there is a knocking at the door. She rushes to answer. It's a policewoman. She's searching for Mariah to arrest her for attempted murder. Tessa snaps awake. Why are Daniel's parents grilling him? Daniel attempts to hide his hungover eyes behind sunglasses at crimson lights. Phyllis finds him and immediately starts taunting him about having a rough night. When he says he wasn't drunk over Noah, she assumes it was because of Tessa. His mother starts railing about Danny and the bug, and declares their marriage will be annulled by Christmas. When Danny joins them, Phyllis is grilling Daniel about what happened with Tessa while they were drunk. Daniel insists there was no situation, but his mom assumes it's not so cut and dry for his heart. Danny and Phyllis bicker about which of them their son should be confiding in as Daniel tries to change the subject. Tessa calls, so he steps away to take it. She apologizes for embarrassing herself and jokes that she was hit by a whiskey truck. Suggesting breakfast, she asks Daniel to her suite. As he leaves, his mom warns him that what he's doing is a bad idea. What happens between Adam and Kane? Adam and Chelsea are enjoying breakfast at the club and discussing how much Connor has progressed. He's even ready to have a Halloween party with his friends. Kane drifts in looking for Victor. He asks Adam to pass that along. The Newman thinks he's a time waster, and Kane cracks a joke about living up to the standard Adam set as the town pariah. Adam suggests he see someone about his self-loathing and warns that the hit pieces will keep coming. Lily arrives and Ashby walks off with her, leading to Chelsea and Adam whispering gossip. She wonders if Kane has turned a corner and no longer wants to go nuclear. They return to discussing how great their son is doing, but Chelsea admits she's worried about Connor adjusting to his new therapist. What does Kane tell Lily? In their corner, Lily assumes Kane is ready to hand over the AI for her to destroy. He was hoping for small talk, but she shuts that down. She demands the AI before she lets things be less prickly between them. Ashby explains that Arabesque was hacked and the program is gone. Sighing, Lily is ready to walk, but Kane insists his promise to hand it over was the real deal. He has a good idea of who is behind this. When he resists telling her who, she threatens to leave. Kane tells her he suspects Phyllis or Victor. Phyllis still wants to conquer the world and Victor still wants to destroy Jabot. Lily declares that time is against them and everyone they care about. What does Tessa tell Daniel? In Tessa's suite, she admits to Daniel that she was a mess last night. She could blame that on the booze but can't do that now. Joking, he agrees to stay if she orders hash browns. As they eat, they discuss their kiss. Neither will admit it was a mistake. He worries that she already has enough to deal with. Tessa fills him in on her dream about them kissing before the cops showed up to arrest her wife. She speculates on what it could mean. Tessa won't put a label on what they have, but their connection means a lot to her. Daniel says it has been a life raft for him, but they both know it can't go beyond that. She says that's only true as long as she's married. At her visit with Mariah, her wife has pushed her so far away, she's starting to think it may have been the beginning of the end of her marriage, and she just didn't realize it. What does Phyllis tell Danny? At Crimson Lights, Phyllis worries to Danny that their son can't take any more heartache after losing Heather. After a crack about Daniel taking her advice, Danny wonders if Tessa seems safe for him because he can care without expectations. They flip the topic to his wedding and Phyllis wishes her ex so much vanilla plastic happiness with the bug. Danny explains that cricket makes him happy. He's sure Phyllis could have that too. The redhead keeps checking her phone and announces she's waiting for her destiny. Danny wonders if that destiny is romantic, but she has other things in mind. I'm going to be better than fine, and anyone who gets in my way, they're not going to be so fine. This time I'm going to win, she declares. Danny notices her smiling when she gets a text from Victor and is terrified about what she's gotten herself into. Monday, October 27, 2025, extended episode. The Young and the Restless. The dim morning light filtered through the sheer curtains of the Grand Phoenix suite, casting a pale lavender tint across the bed where Tessa Porter suddenly jolted awake. Her heart hammered as though she had sprinted miles. Her breath came in uneven tremors, and for a moment she wasn't entirely sure where she was, her mind still tangled in the dream that felt far too real. In that dream, Daniel's hands had been warm at her waist, his breath had mingled with hers, and they had kissed as if the world around them was dissolving. She had felt wanted, seen, understood, not lost, not lonely, not fragmenting under the weight of guilt and hopelessness. But then the knock, the police, the chilling words, "We're here to arrest Mariah Copeland for attempted murder." The dream hadn't just been a dream, it was her subconscious hurling every fear, desire, and cracked truth at her all at once. Tessa pressed her trembling hand to her mouth, trying to steady her breathing as she whispered, "I shouldn't have dreamed that. I shouldn't have wanted that." But Want didn't listen to logic. Want didn't care that she was married. Want didn't care that Mariah was breaking apart behind walls Tessa couldn't breach. She closed her eyes and let silent tears slip down her cheeks. Crimson lights later that morning. Daniel Romalotti was sitting alone at a corner table, attempting to hide behind sunglasses that did absolutely nothing to conceal the misery clinging to him like smoke. His coffee sat untouched, going cold. His hair was disheveled in a way that suggested he tried to look normal and failed. His fingers drummed anxiously on the table. He didn't want to think about the kiss, didn't want to think about waking up knowing that the only moment of clarity he had felt in months was something he shouldn't have had. But ignoring it wasn't working. Of course, that was when Philly's Summers swooped in like a hawk spotting prey. "Well, well, well," she said, voice syrupy and dangerous. "If that isn't the look of someone who lost a fight with a liquor bottle and a conscience." Daniel sighed, "Morning, Mom." Philly sat down before he could tell her not to, her eyes narrowed behind her casually harmless smile. "Rough night, want to tell your mother what or who made it so rough?" He didn't answer, which was the worst thing he could have done. "Oh, don't tell me it was about Noah," Phyllis said, waving dismissively. "No, you've made peace with that disaster, which means," she leaned forward, lips curling, "it was about Tessa." Daniel stiffened. Phyllis pounced. "You're falling back into old patterns. Emotional rescue, creative trauma bonding. Honey, I practically invented this cycle. I know exactly what you're doing." Daniel rubbed his forehead. "Mom, please, not now." Which is, of course, when Danny walked in. Father and mother together, the worst possible combination. The club breakfast in tension. Across town, Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson sat at a quiet table, their breakfast plates steaming between them. For once, Adam looked, if not happy, then calmer, softer. He was talking about Connor, and sometimes talking about Connor brought out a humanity in Adam that almost looked like hope. He asked if he could invite the kids from school to a Halloween party, Chelsea said, smiling with real warmth. He actually sounded excited, social, like himself. Adam's expression softened. "He's worked so hard, I just want him to have something normal, something simple." Chelsea nodded, "Me too." The calm moment broke when Kane Ashby entered, tense, distracted, looking like a man trying very hard to keep himself from unraveling at the seams. He spotted Adam and approached. "Is Victor here?" Kane asked. "No," Adam replied, "and if you're looking for him to fix your life, get in line." Kane exhaled sharply, "Just tell him I need to talk to him." Adam smirked. "You always need to talk to someone to confess, apologize, justify, or beg. Which one is it today?" Chelsea winced. "Adam." Kane gave a humorless laugh. "You know, you're really proud of being the town's original pariah. Maybe I've just been trying to figure out if I could ever hate myself enough to match your standards." Adam's smile faded, something darker flickered in his eyes. Because beneath the arrogance and the sharp wit, Adam Newman always heard the criticisms closest when they came from men who walked the same thin ledge he did. "Maybe get help before you find out," Adam said quietly. Back at Crimson Lights, the parental intervention. Danny tried to play mediator, but Phyllis was in full firestorm mode. "Daniel needs space," Danny told her. "He needs honesty," Phyllis shot back. Danny turned to their son. "Are you okay?" Daniel stood abruptly. "I'm fine, I just need to." His phone buzzed. "Tessa calling." Phyllis froze, then smiled like a shark. "Oh well, that explains everything." Daniel scowled and stepped away to take the call, while Phyllis began packing like she was preparing a speech for a courtroom audience that only she could see. Danny crossed his arms. "Phyllis, stop, you're going to make this worse." Phyllis whirled on him. He is drowning again, and you want me to what? Be calm, smile, pretend everything is fine. That is not who I am. I know, Danny said gently, but maybe that's the problem. Philly's eyes flickered somewhere between anger, denial, and a pain she refused to acknowledge. She didn't respond. Tessa's sweet, the confession that isn't a confession. Daniel knocked. Tessa opened the door. For a moment neither spoke. Their eyes said everything for them. The room smelled like coffee and hotel linen and something faintly floral. Tessa offered a small, fragile smile. I ordered hash browns, she said softly. He exhaled. Good, I like hash browns. They sat, they ate, they didn't look away from each other. Then Tessa finally whispered, I dreamed you kissed me, and I didn't stop it. Daniel swallowed. I didn't regret it. Silence. Not the empty kind. The charged kind. Tessa, Daniel said, voice low, I care about you. I care about you so much that sometimes it feels like I can breathe again for the first time in years. Her eyes glistened. But we can't be this, he finished. Tessa nodded, but her voice broke. Unless my marriage is already over. And just like that, the truth neither wanted to say spilled into the air. The club lounge. Lily and Kane. Lily Winters sat opposite Kane, spine straight, composure steel-clad. She wasn't angry. Angry would have been easier. She was tired, deeply tired. So she said, is it done? Are you handing over the AI? Kane paused, looked away. And Lily's heart sank. It was hacked, he admitted. Arabesque is gone. Lily inhaled sharply. You promised me you would destroy it, you promised. I meant to, Kane insisted, but someone got to it first. Who? Lily demanded. Kane hesitated. Which meant he knew exactly who. Phillies, he said finally, or Victor. Lily closed her eyes. Time was running out. And when time runs out in Genoa City, people get hurt. Crimson lights, the foreshadowing threat. Back at the coffee house, Phillies stared down at a new text message. From Victor. Danny watched her expression shift, sharp, pleased, triumphant in a way that made his stomach lurch. What are you doing? He asked quietly. Phillies didn't look up. Winning, she said. And for one terrifying moment, Danny realized that Phillies wasn't just planning something. She had already begun. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.